This is my new crazy favorite. Oh, I can't. It's not visible on the screen. Hang on, I'm gonna go over here. This is my new crazy favorite thing. Oh my God! I've had an idea. It's bright. Ooh, that's better. How are you all? Welcome back. We're on air, mostly live. I'm Abby, and you're my favorite people. And it's so good to have you back. It's also the 31st of March, which means that tomorrow is birthday month. Yay! And I'm going to really try hard not to be completely obnoxious about it, but here this morning, so I apologize for that in case I get distracted. I also just have to do one quick thing. I have to go over to this other screen and refresh. I'm actually getting to sort of understand the drill, which is rather odd, don't you think? So soon to understand the drill so soon. All right, there it is. There it is on the other screen. I know you can't see it. So I'm going to click that, and you can hear her, can't you? There. Ah, all right. Well, what an interesting time we are having. What interesting days we are living in. And I have a lot to talk about today. I have a lot to, I hate to say pack or unpack because packing and unpacking are neither of my least favorite things. You know, here, just as a quick aside, here's the thing about packing and unpacking. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. You never get it right. It's never easy. And it's always very stressful. And I think, slowly trying to put words to that feeling is that it's a time when you don't just pack and you don't just unpack. You have to sort and discard. You have to look at all the decisions you made or didn't make. You have to choose. You have to select what is worthy of coming with you to the next chapter. It is fraught like hell. And then when you get to the other place, you discover that there were a lot more things you needed to have discarded. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but curtains never fit the same in the next place. You might as well just say, well, I love them, but, and give them to somebody. Give them to somebody or sell them or, repurpose them, but they're not going to fit. And I don't know why that is. Someday when I get to meet somebody really important, who's in charge, I'm going to ask. It's going to be on the list. Why don't the curtains fit? Today, I want to talk about the three states of mind that I mostly live in. And I always feel that if I live in it, then probably you do too. And so then, obviously, it's something that we can discuss. Create another event. Excuse me. The person writing these pop-up things, was a critic in a former life. My dream is that when this is going really well and large and there's lots of people and we're doing a lot of projects simultaneously, I will have a studio. Because when I have a studio, that means I will have a studio person who knows what they're doing. I think that'll be just awesome. So that's my positive thinking. That's my vision board. Right? So we have three brains that operate us. We have, in case you're new to this whole concept, I'm exploring how we get through our days. That's what I'm really doing. And I've always done it. Well, good morning, Steve. Excuse me. Good morning, Charles. My goodness, Charles, you're not usually here on Thursdays. That's wonderful. Good morning, Melissa. I understand that you're looking at bear costumes. Is this true? Is this true? Are you looking at bear costumes? We have three brains. we have a very primitive brain that I like to call the cave brain because all the technical things don't mean anything to me. And the cave brain is the part of our brain that has been around for us, since the beginning. And it basically does the simple stuff. It makes sure that we're alive. It doesn't have an up-to-date set of trigger mechanisms. It only knows the original ones. It only lives in the present tense. It only lives where it lives, when there's only one tribe, only one alpha, only one set of things to be afraid of. And the set of things to be afraid of are all outside the cave where the saber-toothed whatnots live. That's the cave brain. Now the cave brain can also do a really generous function. In addition to that whole keep us alive, cave brain can also, help us blink and swallow and digest and all that kind of stuff. It is also willing to hand things off to the second brain when it's taking care of the mundane. And that's very kind of it. The second brain, I kind of like to call it the stage manager brain. The stage manager brain is looking at the big picture. It's saying, okay, those are alligators. This, however, this is an immediate problem, so let's fix this and just keep one eye out on the alligator. Very strategic. And that's why I say stage manager brain, because the stage manager and how it's all going. That's a very busy brain. And then the third brain is the actor brain, who really is just kind of waiting for instructions, and then is going out there. In case it wasn't clear to you, have lived most of my life. I have lived most of my life as the actor brain. No. So I am in my process of trying to add some, maturity, intelligence, planning to my life. I'm sharing this all with you because why not? If I'm learning it, you might as well learn it too. Pause for a second. Okay, so you're on the road and taking care of things, Charles. That's why I get to see you this morning. You see? Good things come out of everything. Cross fingers that are an interesting alternative because, well, people don't, they want to hug you, but they don't, because, by the way, bear. What I'm talking about, what it sounds like I'm mannering, is that I'm doing something pretty crazy this year. All things considered. All things considered, meaning that we're good, that the disturbances and the health issues regarding the pandemic are looked after, that our host locations are taking every precaution, that we have all the tools we need to be okay. Then I'm coming out of quarantine and I'm going to do some shows. And the first one is scheduled for birthday month. Yes. And it's in Cornwall, Ontario. And if you had, no weekend plans for the 23rd and the 24th of April, and you were within driving distance, or hey, come for the weekend and find a hotel, come to Cornwall. It's a FanCon event, and it's my first time there, and they're rolling out the red carpet for me. And here's the really cool thing. This is who's driving the bus this year at all the live events. Other than me, I'm the one navigating. Here's who's driving the bus. It's my 40th anniversary as Mom and all the other characters on You Can't Do That on Television. It's 40 years ago that I had my very first episode. Alistair Gillis and I had our very first episodes that year. So it's our anniversary. It's my anniversary. And if that's not enough, the Care Bears, Friend Bear, Wish Bear, and Love-A-Lot Bear, my three bears, were featured in an animated movie for television that was produced in 1982. My God, that seems like a long time ago. Um, and won an animation award, festival, international, for its animation quality. And of course, the bears, really. Also, Justin Cammie from You Can't Live on Television was the kid. Justin Cammie was the first child in a Care Bears episode. And then he came to work at You Can't Do That. So, it was meant to be. So, it's going to be a party. It's going to be a birthday party. It's going to be an anniversary party. And my dear, sweet, wonderful friend Melissa and my other incredible, crazy, fun friend Jessie are looking at wearing Care Bear costumes and hanging out and saying, look, it's my birthday. Come on over to Abby's booth. And I think that's just adorable. I think that's absolutely a hoot. Apparently there's these, the full-on onesies pajamas that are the bear complete with the thing. So Jessie's got Friend Bear, and Melissa, I think, is looking at, are you looking at, what are you looking for, Melissa? Are you looking at Wish Bear or Love a Lot Bear? I mean, they're all fabulous. So I wanted to do something different this year. And because I always like to bring something to these events. I mean, you take pictures and you sign them and you autograph them and stuff. All right, bye Charles, got to run. For Cat. So I was looking at different cool things that can happen, and I have stuff. I have stuff coming that is just going to make you grin all over the place. I also have something really, silly hair. I also have something pretty amazing. I have wristbands. So I have hang on a second. So these are going to be the Care Bears colors, purple and pink. And these are going to be, lime green, are going to be the color for You Can't Live on Television for Mom. The black and white one is for Pivotry in Motion. See that? Pivotry in Motion. Pivot Master. And on the back, so you can check us out, is our website, storymetv.com. Isn't that awesome? The reason it matters, the reason that we need stuff, is that it gives us something to look at. It gives us something that we can work with, smile at, think about, feel, as a pattern interrupt. Beautiful friend of mine who talks about staying positive, talks about pattern interrupts. Such a great, great idea. Her name is Mandy Morris. You should check her out. When you need to interrupt a bad idea, a bad feeling, a bad spiral in so if you have a little you have it on, you can just play with it. You just know it's there. So I'm going to be bringing those. I'm going to be bringing them to Cornwall. I'm going to be bringing them to Brockville in May. So Cornwall in April, Brockville in May, and Ottawa, Fanatic Con 3 in August. Because we are going to be doing amazing things together with Pivotry in Motion. We are going to be doing incredible things. And I want all of you to feel like you got this, like we're onto something incredible. I want that for you. I can't do that for you I want it for you. So while I'm coming up with ways that it works for me, I'm going to be inviting you to make them available for you. And I have other cool stuff too. I have other cool souvenirs, and I have neat things to buy, and fun moments to share, selfies to take, recordings into your phone in various voices. All kinds of fun. It's going to be great at our booth. We're going to have a good time. We always do. So, back to today's theme. Melissa is looking at Wish Bear. Wish Bear is pretty awesome. She's a shooting star. I always liked that about her. Okay. I'll always assume that the person driving the bus is qualified. In fact, it's not really a thing that even passes your mind, right? It's not a thing. You just assume that if they're sitting there and they're wearing the uniform or they're wearing whatever and they seem to know what they're doing, they say, morning, get on, yes, they're the thing, do whatever. You assume they know what they're doing. And you assume it because why would they have somebody driving the bus who didn't know what they were doing? Well, there could be all kinds of reasons, none of which are all that important in this particular moment. The thing is this: we have a bus. Every one of us. We all have a bus. And every now and then, we get on our bus without really setting a purpose. When I coach people who think they want to be famous, and I say, what do you want to be? Oh, I don't know, I just want to be famous. And I explain to them that I just want to be famous is like saying, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just going to get in the car, start the engine, and sit at the end of the driveway and wait for the destination to suggest itself to me. Well, first of all, have you seen the price of gas? So maybe don't do it that way. So here we are, each and every one of us, every day. And every day we drive a bus. And we have it as long as we pay attention. We don't just get in the bus. As we get in the bus, we say, all righty then, what kind of a day is this going to be? And we can plant that. So the 3 questions I'm asking all of my lovely Pivotry people who have agreed to be interviewed for the first series of books, along with everything else, tell me about your life and tell me about your Pivotry moments and tell me how it's going, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome, how's your day? All that kind of stuff. I ask them this: today, are you driving the bus? Are you driven? Or are you winging it? And the reason I ask those 3 questions is this: if you're winging it, that's cave brain. That's panic, 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 panic. That's fight, flight, fear, freeze, hide, comply. That's winging it. It's based on not knowing and playing it safe. That's winging it. So when I ask, are you winging it, I'm really asking, who's in charge today? And an easy way to find out who's in charge is to look down and see if you're wearing pajamas and shoes and pants. Because typically, cave brain doesn't care what you're wearing, because it's cave brain. We had no clothes back then. So, cave brain is the one winging it. Cave brain is also the one driven. Right? Cave brain is driven to keep you safe. So you can check to see if it's cave brain by looking down and just casually checking to see if we're wearing pants. And then there's a code word, a code phrase to tell cave brain. It's really simple. We're safe. Thank you. We're safe. Play with our little wristband. We're safe. We got this. Cave brain says, really? Are you sure? Yeah, we're safe. Says cave brain, okay, maybe I'll get a coffee. And cave brain hands it off to stage manager brain. Stage manager brain is driving. Stage manager brain actually got the permit, took the lessons, passed the test, knows where the house is, knows where we're going, has the map. Stage manager brain is prepared. And we're never always in just one of those places. And by the way, you can tell if it's stage manager when you're looking out the window saying, oh, looks like a nice day. Or, ooh, raining, I'm going to have to watch the brakes and stuff. The reason I say that is that stage manager brain is curious and checking and planning ahead. So either you have no pants on or you're checking to see if it's raining. This is what's really going on in our minds all the time. We're either cave brain, am I wearing pants, or stage manager brain, okay then, all right, traffic looks good. So it's important to understand that whichever mindset we're in, whichever one, whether we're driven, whether we're driving, or whether we're winging it, we can shift gears. We can shift in our seats. We can pivot to the mindset that's working best for us. We have the power to do that. It's all us. Now, here's why it's not easy. It's not easy when we're upset. It's not easy when we're carrying stuff. When we've decided we need to bring everything with us. Yeah, and we all do that too. So I want to talk again about packing, because packing is part of this. We moved a lot, we packed a lot, and I have discovered something very interesting about packing. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. It doesn't matter how many different ways you've done it. Yeah, it's always exhausting. It's always, it's a trauma. It's not a terrifying trauma. It's an exhausting trauma, and it's an unsettling trauma, because for cave brain, it means that we're leaving the cave. We can't leave the cave. It's dangerous. So there's all that going on. And we have to not only sort through, we have to keep telling our cave brain that we're safe, that this is a good idea, that where we're going is going to be amazing. Cave brain does not believe us. However, as long as we're safe, cave brain can stand down, and strategic brain can say, why do you keep buying the shoes like that? So, packing and moving means danger for cave brain, means humongous effort for stage manager brain and actor brain. It also means a lot of uncertainty on the other side, still scary for cave brain. And then there's unpacking. There's unpacking and wondering where the knives and forks are. And wondering why I packed this when I haven't worn it or used it in 5 years. Why didn't I leave? Because what happens is we just get too tired. We get exhausted. We have packing fatigue. We have moving fatigue, as my good friend said this morning on her Facebook feed. Yeah, packing fatigue is just brain draining because we have to choose. We have to revisit all the decisions we've ever made. We distract ourselves looking at old photos. We say goodbye when we're not ready to say goodbye. And then we walk away. It's very hard. It's very hard. And if you're going through it, you're very brave. You really are. Every morning, if you're in the middle of this, or you've just finished it, every morning you need to say, we did it. Okay, what's next? And then do the next thing. Even when you're exhausted, when you're lying there and you're thinking, oh, is that the right thing to do? Yeah, it was the right thing to do. Because it was time. It was time. I have developed, it's not exactly an allergy, but every time I see brown packing boxes, the only ones that cheer me up are the ones that come delivered to the house with things in them. Those are good. I still have to unpack, but usually there's a yummy surprise inside. So we're good. But empty boxes, yeah, going and finding them, oh, putting them back together so I have to fill them, oh. It is exhausting. So you're allowed to be exhausted. You're allowed to say, you know what, I need a minute. I need 5 minutes. And then do something. Yeah, Melissa went through it, and it is exhausting. Good for you, sweetie. I'm just going to, excuse me for a second, but this girl deserves one of those. She deserves a heart, that's for sure. Because not only moving, but moving multiple lives. Very complicated. So, moving is going on. It's spring. You know what else we're doing? We're packing and unpacking winter clothes and spring clothes. It's very exciting to get the spring clothes out. Yay! It's not exciting when they seem to have shrunk over the winter, and I don't know how that happened, and I want to speak to somebody about that. Oh, wait. That would be me. And whatever that was that I kept eating. We get to pack away the winter clothes. Yay! Because we don't want to wear that heavy, bulky stuff anymore. Yay! Because it's plus temperatures, and oh my goodness, the sun is out, and then tomorrow it's going to snow. So here, because it's spring. So here's what we do. We kind of pack. We hedge our bets, and we kind of unpack. And we say to ourselves, maybe if I just grab heavy suitcases and run up and downstairs, I'll lose the weight so I can fit into the spring clothes. And by the time I've lost the weight, it will truly be warm, and I can put the winter clothes away. Yeah, that's complicated. So this is a time of transition. It's a time of transition from gray snow, if you're living in places where I'm living, or weird storms. Weird spring storms, winter hanging on, not letting go. What is that? That's going on. And the opportunity, the possibility of spring. Yay! Because if spring is coming, if spring is here, summer can't be far behind. So, the conversation today is about paying attention and giving permission. That's the conversation today. It's the 31st of March. We are shifting gears. We are looking at saying goodbye to things and starting new things. And it's equal parts unnerving, and exciting. And I think, good morning, Christopher. It's good to see you. Melissa, after 28 moves, I'm hoping I'm officially done. And you're not even a military family. Melissa, we have to talk. It's funny. 28 moves. Girl, we need to get you a tiara. That's what I'm thinking. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? A tiara. I'm moving. So, we have to give ourselves permission. We have to learn that it's okay to give ourselves permission when things are up and down. Okay? It's a new thing. And what can get in the way is all the things we've told ourselves in the past, for years and years and years. All the things that cave brain is talking about for years and years and years. You don't have permission. You have to comply. Yeah, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to comply. And please take over. Stage manager brain. We can be all things, just not all at the same time. We can pivot from places of fear and places of uncertainty and places of confusion and places where we feel helpless. We can pivot into those places when we're just tired and we would like somebody else to drive the bus for us. Yeah. And we are allowed to do that. Always remembering that no one will ever drive our bus the way we do. All right? No one is ever going to drive it the way we do, because it's our bus. They may be brilliant at driving, but it's not their bus. And they won't love it the same way we do. They won't take the curves the way we do. They may stop more suddenly than we do. They may accelerate slower than we do. Whatever it is, they won't do it the way we do. So when we need to sit back and say, somebody else, sit in please, drive the bus, I need a break. We're allowed. We're allowed to do that. We don't have to be crazy superheroes forever, ever, never. We don't have to drive all the time. We also don't have to give in to the panic mode. We don't have to listen to the cave brain saying, run, run, freeze, hide. Oh no! All the time. Sometimes, yes. If it's an alligator, absolutely. If it's a speeding train, absolutely. But not all the time. So when it feels like you're running downhill and losing the battle to keep ahead of the momentum rush, it's perfectly okay to step aside and let all the other crazy people running run on by. Catch our breath. Say, yeah, you know what? It's pretty nice here. And I still got places to go. I'm rested now. All right, carry on. We're allowed to say, driven? Yes. Yes. Necessary? Yes. Just not all the time. We're allowed to give those things a try, because that's what pioneers do. We just don't need to wing it all the time. We don't need to keep ourselves on the edges of our toes. We don't need to be out of control. And when we feel out of control, we can interrupt the pattern and say, feels wrong. And do a check-in. How you doing? Not good? Okay, well, we got this. We got this. We're safe. And restart. Restart the bus. Restart the car. Shift into a more comfortable seat and pick up the oar and row. We got this. Spring is here. Birthday month is tomorrow. And all kinds of amazing things are waiting for us. Just before I go, I want to tell you a funny story. Dinner a couple of years ago to a really nice little place that does great smoked meat. Across the street, there's an ice cream place. Ice cream. Soft ice cream. Ooh. So we were having dinner, and it was delicious. And as we were leaving, my meal companion said, ice cream? And I said, why not? So we wandered across the street, checking to see, wandered across the street, got in line. Behind us, we heard parents speaking meaningfully to a child. That's enough. That's enough, they kept saying. And so, you you don't want to turn around and gawk, except you want to turn around and gawk, right? Because you want to turn around and gawk. So I pretended badly to be making sure that we had locked the car. A lousy actor. And as I turned around, there was a man and a woman and a boy around the age of 10. And the boy said this, you don't understand, I need a chocolate ice cream. Driven? Oh yeah. Driving? No. Winging it? Absolutely. His arms were going a mile a minute. He was hoping he could fly above the bounds of earth and magically make the chocolate ice cream appear. And they weren't having any of it. I don't know why. It was just chocolate ice cream. So I think that's a great code. I think it's a great code phrase that can also be a fabulous pattern interrupt. Okay? And you have it, you have my blessings on it that you use it. If you if you sense that you're really seriously losing it over something that you shouldn't, okay, you tell your cave brain, okay, we're safe, and then say out loud, I really need a chocolate ice cream. Now that will make people look at you as though you've lost it finally, but it kind of doesn't matter. And you can say to them, you had to be there, and that will give you the ability, the opportunity of driving, of being the one in the driver's seat, not being driven. So Melissa, oh my God. So I don't know, Melissa, I don't think you offered the chocolate ice cream as an alternative, but maybe if you just put your hand on her head for a second so the spinning stops. I don't know. I would do that periodically to a kid, a new kid on the show, when we were rehearsing and getting ready to shoot the scene. Kid, his first time, and I put my hand on their head. Can you imagine? Hang on a second. I have to do it with the glove because it's even dumber with the glove. I would just go, and the kid's going, what are you doing? I'm helping you stop spinning. And they're looking up. They're trying to look up and see the glove. They can see it over there, you know. They're saying, okay, thanks. Take it away. So what did I do? I interrupted. I pattern interrupted, right? So if you do something physical, like, or you can put your hand on your own head. That would be interesting. You can say, chocolate ice cream, I need a chocolate ice cream. You can say, I need a pair of shoes. Chocolate ice cream's funnier. Whatever it is that you choose to do, you're the one who gets to choose because you're the one in charge. Your cave brain is only driving the bus when you have other things to think about. It's your bus. It's our bus. We get to do and be. I have the need and want convo with her so often. See, yes, try this, Melissa. You need it. Do you need it more than? Because now you have to pick. We can only need one thing at a time. It's sunny out. How about if we need to go outside for half an hour first? Does that work? You see what I'm doing here? I'm bargaining, I'm positioning, I'm negotiating. Vikings were two things. We were navigators and negotiators. And we were very good at it because we changed the world. So, tangent. Today is a tangent day. Today is the last day of March. It's the day before our birthday month. And two things to kind of plant for you. We had a solar flare storm, geomagnetic storm at the beginning of the week, and so stuff was upside down. People were acting crazy, and tech issues. I had tech issues of a different nature, and other people did too, so I knew it wasn't just me. So that's solar flare stuff. And we have a new moon. April has a new moon at the beginning. And cave brain is going to be nervous because cave brain expects there to be a moon. Cave brain doesn't like it when there's no moon because it can't see anything. So you may, if you're fine, other people may not be fine. And rather than looking at them like they've grown a second head, you know what? Just get a yellow glove and put it on their head. Or give them a rubber band. Or tell them they're loved. Tell them they're loved. That works too. Okay, so wristbands, birthday month, live events coming out of quarantine, bright ideas. Lots of stuff is happening, and it always does in birthday month. Pivotry in motion, my interviews, are extraordinary. The gift that people are giving me is their trust, that they can tell me things and believe that I will honor them. And that's a huge gift. That's an extraordinary birthday gift, and I'm going to treat it as such. I'm very grateful. As I've said in previous interviews and as I've posted on Facebook, I was in a car crash when I was 18, and there's no reason I survived because I landed on my head rather forcefully, and it took 6 weeks, and here I am. And maybe the occasional glitch is it's the byproduct. When people say, were you dropped on your head as a child? Yes, as a matter of fact, thanks for asking. So it's a moment for me, aside from being obnoxiously adorable about birthdays and 30 chances to practice for the big present. I also have a routine for birthday month. I give gifts to people. I come up with ways to make them feel like it's their birthday too. Because who wants to have a birthday party and be the only one there, right? It's everybody's birthday during birthday month. So, the weekend is upon us. We have things to do and people to deal with, and whether or not we're going out of the house and how we feel about the health situations and people who are not respectful. Lots of stuff to unpack, lots of stuff to pack, lots of stuff to sort. So I have a feeling that this weekend's maybe going to be complicated. And that's okay. Some of them need to be complicated. Fortunately, at the end of each complicated day, and maybe halfway through, we can say, we got this. We got this. Maybe there'll be ice cream later. Okay. You know the drill. Be good to you. We are living in interesting times, and you are prepared. You have all the best sides of you ready and waiting to step in, lean in, and seize the moment. So be good to you. Okay? And don't forget, hug your loved ones. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for checking in with me.